This is another spawn that rides on nostalgia, but is decent enough. The Pits of Inferno Dragon Lair. This Dragon Lair is located on the entrance to the Pits of Inferno quest in the graveyard of POH. In order to access, you will need a vial of blood, a vial of oil, a pick, and a holy table. The holy table is found in POH through a one-time quest. However, if you do lose it, then you can pay a fee of 1k gold to Aldrak by the POH temple, and he will allow you to do the quest again. And for the vials, you can buy them in the mana shop of Fedram. Once you have everything, head here. By the way, you can use the shovel on top of the fields and it will still work. Once down, head to this room northeast and use the pick in the corner, head down and then stand in front of this grave and use the vial of blood on it. That will take you down, and to go past the magic wall, you need to have the holy table on you. Lastly, you need to use the vial of oil in the lever to be able to open up the bridge, and then use the pick on the stone by the lava to open a path to walk through, and then you will finally be at the spawn. Depending on your level, clearing the entrance might be hard. I normally go for the south hole because it's a bit easier to clear, and also the one in the middle is a bit of a trap as you can't go up on that one. Once you're done with the first pull, then start luring north. This room has 4 Dragon Lords, which might be too much sometimes, so be careful with that. But in general, you do want to make pulls of at least 3 at a time, and these are the rooms where you might lure more than that. My first hunt was on a level 97 with the skills of 87, and it was a doable hunt but a bit risky. I think level 110 is preferred, or at least better skills, but unfortunately, this spawn actually doesn't get much better regardless of your skills or levels. Similar to my previous video of the Frost Dragons of Okonir, where I pointed out that the respawn rate of the monsters is very low compared to everywhere else, this place is also like that, but not as bad. It is slow enough that requires you to clear every single part of the cave, which means you can't make a more efficient lap or else you will be overkilling. So hunting like this, I was making around 680k of raw experience, which at the time was a good alternative that was almost always available, especially if you roll a prey. Since Dragon Lords are pretty much all you will be killing, the preys can be extra valuable. When I got the prey, I kept it going for a few more hunts, and one of the hunts with a defensive prey, I was doing almost 800k of raw XP. I don't remember if I ever rolled a XP prey on the hunts, but that will also make the spawn so much better, but that will be around the maximum is possible. Because I did try with a different EK with a bit better skills and imbuements, and I was doing around the 850k of raw XP. Like I said before, the respawn rate really hurts this place, as some pools are so far away from the next one that you end up walking for too long, which is what reduces the experience. Regardless, it's a decent alternative place to hunt, especially if you roll a prey or they get boosted. However, don't expect to make profit. Dragon Lords are heavily dependent on luck, as almost all of their drops are rare to get, and their common loot is not enough to make profit. But by getting an obsidian knife, and if the price for the letters is good enough, you might be able to at least break even, especially the few hunts where you do get some rare drops, but most of the times you will be losing money. Before I end, there is another tip for this spawn, which is for when you finish your hunt. First, leave through this hole in the middle, and once you're back at the goals, head northwest and go up here. Go up once, and in this room click on this tile in the floor to get the key 3701. This opens the door downstairs that leads you to the void. Once inside, take the teleport, and this takes you to the north of POH. It's a very simple time hack that saves you a minute or so, but it's good to know of this house, as the other teleport upstairs is a shortcut that takes you into the hub of the POI quest, but only when you have a step in one of the thrones already. So this is a commonly used shortcut to get there and hunt or check for the bosses. But as for hunting the Dragon Lords, I recommend to hunt here until you unlock the bestiary and then move somewhere else. And if you want more places to hunt, check out my playlist for solo nights where you can find a lot more spawns. Thank you for watching, and a special thanks to the supporters of the channel, Tuna Hero, Torta Slasher and Drunken Watson, and I hope to see you again.